You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
What's up, YouTube? This is Brian with Third Rate Duels. Today I'm going to come at you guys with my branded Tearlament deck profile. So, went to Yeti's Winning Case tournament today, went undefeated in Swiss, and we ended up splitting top 4, so we stopped after that. So I figured it deserved a deck profile, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Start with the main deck. Playing 3 Shirin. This is the best one in my opinion. She's my favorite. Really good to open, and another Tearlament name, just really good card. And then 3 Hannes. Got to play 3 of it because, you know, turn 0 window on the opponent's turn is pretty good, but again, you just max out copies on it. That way you have plays on your opponent's turn to make fusions and all that stuff. And then 3 Merle. This one's my least favorite out of all of them, just because you have to normal her to get her effect. I don't know, she's my least favorite. I just play 3 of it so that way you max out on names. And then I'm only playing 2 Reno Heart. The only reason I'm playing 2 of this is because you want to normal summon a Luber if you have it over this guy. And you can just search him off the field spell or off of Kit if you need it. So I think 2 of this is fine. I never missed seeing Reno Heart. And I'm only playing 1 of the continuous trap just because you search it off Kit. If you mill it, it's not too big of a deal because you just search another name and then just try and make more negations off of fusion monsters. So that does it for that stuff. And then I'm playing 3 Luber. This card's super good. Just branded fusion is just like really cracked on this deck. Just gets you either your Tearlament plays going, or you can play Dragoon and then just have an Omni negate on the field. And then I am only playing 1 Fallen of Albaz, just because you don't need more than 1 of it, because you can just recycle it back when needed. I'm only playing 1 of the Hex Seal, so you just do this to make Dragoon. It doesn't matter if you banish the Fallen of Albaz, because you can just recycle it with Lubellion. And I am only playing 1 King of the Swamp. I know a lot of people play like 2 or 3 of this. 1 is fine in this list. I'm not playing Poly to search off of it. So the only reason I am playing is because it's essentially another Fallen of Albaz in deck, and it's an Aqua, so that way you can make the Tearlament fusions, which is really, really good. Like, you know, playing against pure Tearlament round 5, dump this off Branded Fusion and went Burr. And then playing the 1 Shaddoll Beast, because it wouldn't be a Brandon Baker deck without some Shaddolls. This is like the best one to play, because if you opening with Beast, you're going to draw a card.
Tier 0 window's really good too.
Yeah, Tier 0 window's pretty good too. So it's just the best one to play right now. I was playing like Aerial and Beast for a while, but I kept opening the Aerial and it sucked, because it doesn't do anything going first. So I just cut down to just the Beast. And then for my going second cards, I played 3 Ash. Generic hand trap. It's really good against a Tearlament matchup, because whenever they like send Kit to go mill 5, you just Ash it and interrupt their play. Even though I failed to do that against the guy round 5, but it's okay. Just really good card. And then I am playing 3 Imperm. The reason being I opted for Imperm is because it hits a lot of things right now, and I don't want to lose to Dweller. So if I open just the Imperm and I play the mirror match or whatever, and they build a board and end on Dweller, then I'm just going to Imperm the Dweller when they go to activate it, and then try and break the board from there, was my thought process. And then 3 Super Poly, just because this card's too good not to play right now. No main deck ruler, just didn't feel like it was super necessary. And then here's where it'll get a little controversial. I'm only playing 2 of the field spell and 1 terraforming. I'm only playing 2 of the field spell because I only had 2 of the field spell. So that's what we went with. If I had a third, I would play it. Card's cracked, super good. Helped me with the Eldritch matchup. Just really good card. And then 3 Brain Dead Fusion, as Brant likes to call it. This card is just so good, man. Like going first, you just make Dragoon. That way you don't lose Nibiru, because this deck can lose to Nibiru, and it sucks whenever you do. Or like, you know, turns like 2 and 3, you can just dump the Tearlament with the Fallen of Albaz to make the fucking Lubellion, and then you just recycle your stuff and go from there and to make Mirror Jade, which is just really, really good. This card was MVP of the day for sure. Anytime I had this card, it was just super, super good. And then 3 Branded Opening. I can, like, Branded Fusion's really good. This card is cracked. So anytime you open this and any of the Tearlaments that isn't Reno Heart, you just like make Masquerade Dragon on top of whatever else, and you can just chain block your Luber search, which is pretty good in my opinion. And then also opening this with like Beast is pretty good. Just a really, really good card. And then it has the fusion protection too, which is nice. And then my one of power spells are Instant Fusion, Foolish Burial, and Call by the Grave. Main deck's 40 right now. If I get a third field spell, I'll make it 41 just because I like playing 41 card decks. Nothing about the list I'd change. It performed super well all day today. And then we'll move on to the extra deck. So I'm playing 2 Kit. I feel like 2's enough of her. Didn't need any more of it. I just kept recycling them back. I didn't make Kaleido Heart at all today. Like the one opportunity I went to try and go into Kaleido Heart, I got interrupted. So, but the card's really good. I think playing 2 of it is just necessary for the grind game, especially like if you start getting into the mirror match stuff and they out the first one, you can just make the second one and try and control the game state from there. It's just really good, especially if you pair it with the field spell. 1 Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon. This card is super good. So as I said, if you open Branded Opening and like a Tearlament, you just make this guy, and then with Dragoon, and then whatever other Tearlament stuff you have, so like the, you know, the continuous trap and whatever is left in hand, and they're just burning for 600 every time they just try to do something. Just really good. And so if you end on this and Dragoon against the opponent, even if they have like Super Poly, like you're forcing them to answer the Dragoon and this, which is leaving your Tearlament cards on field. So I think it's just really good. And I did play 1 Albion, 1 Lubellion, and 1 Mirror Jade. So that way I can send the light to make the Dragoon, I can send the Tearlament to get the Tearlament plays going if I need to. Just playing this card just lets Branded Fusion get into the Tearlament engine when needed. So especially if you go like Branded Fusion, dump the King of the Swamp, and then a Tearlament, you're going to make Lubellion, shuffle back, and then you can use the Tearlament. If you have another card or maybe another card engraved, you can just fusion something to make the kit, which is super, super good. I am playing only 1 Dracophilia. Again, if I had a second one, I'd play it. I just only had 1 today. I ended up swapping the second one that I didn't have for a Mud Dragon, just have another Super Poly target. And these are my 3 Super Poly targets. Did really well all day. I never really needed the second one of this. I just didn't come up too terribly often. But if I had a second one, I would play it just for the grind games. But this was fine. So both these really good. Just make Super Poly like really, really good. And then the 1 Winda, so that way I can make Winda because I'm a Shaddoll player.
Turn 0 Winda.
Turn 0 Winda. 1 Dragoon. This card was super good all day. It didn't get Super Polyed, fortunately, even though I know it's liable to, but or rulered. But like every time I made Dragoon, I pretty well won, which is really good. And I am playing the 1 Invoked Kalga. So this is probably the 1 card out of the extra deck I would cut to play the second Dracophilia. Just because I didn't make it at all today, and the idea is King of the Swamp is a substitute for Alistair, which is fine, but it never came up, and anytime I wanted to, I just made Winda, or I just made a Branded Fusion. And then the 1 Millennium Eyes for Instant Fusion. So that way, like if I open, like my hand is pretty well sculpted the way I want it, or as Austin likes to say, handsome. If my hand is very handsome, then I'll just make this guy to eat a hand trap, like a DD Crow, or maybe negate if I'm playing second. Just it's really good for playing first or second. Puts pressure on the opponent right away, which is really good. That does it for the extra deck. It's all fusions, no Time Thief Redoer, and no Abyss Dweller, just because Branded Opening and Branded Fusion lock you into fusions, and I'm fine with an all fusion extra deck. For side, 3 Nibiru, just because I think Nibiru is really good. 3 Droll. This card will probably get changed for DD Crow, just because I didn't want to side it in at all today, and DD Crow is just super cracked. 3 Ruler, because it's the best card in the format right now. 3 Cyclone, just to answer stuff like mine or like back row decks. And then MVP of the side deck today is just evenly matched. This card was just super good against the mirror match, just super cracked. Like there was one, like, so I played the mirror match twice today. I played 2 different variants. I played Danger Tearlament, and I also played Pure Tearlament, and this card is just super good. Like against Pure Tearlament, I opted to go second game 2 because I lost game 1, and I just sided in the evenly and made him play first, and I just evenly his board and went from there. Super good.
That's funny.
And that does it for the deck profile. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you, YouTube.